the one, the only L Selector back at it again. Today we're going to talk about the fight that just happened between Virgil Ortiz and Michael Mckinson. Congratulations to Virgil Ortiz for getting the ninth round TKO victory. He basically defeated Michael Mckinson. Michael Mckinson's from the UK, decent fighter at that. Honestly, this fight was very tough to score. It wasn't one of those fights where you can kind of just say, oh, yeah, this guy's winning indefinitely. You see what I'm saying? There was a lot of action in this fight, but there was a lot of he was kind of an unorthodox fighter, Michael Mickinson, so he would duck a lot and dodge a lot, and there was a lot of head clashes between the two fighters. And I kind of just stopped scoring, and I just kind of wanted to watch it for what it was. But honestly, personally, I think Michael Mickinson did an excellent job as far as like what he was doing out there and how he was able to perform against Virgil. So he was giving Virgil a lot of he was giving Virgil headaches, man. Honestly, he was doing a lot of things for Virgil that Virgil just wasn't used to, and you could see it throughout the whole entire fight. He was dodging, weaving, ducking, while Virgil was throwing a lot of punches. He has high punch volume. Like Virgil, this guy throws a lot of punches at freaking heaps. So basically, Michael Mickinson was picking his shots and picking his shots and picking his shots and whatnot. And you could just see it was becoming a little bit of a challenge for Virgil. Virgil couldn't really get him because he was real unorthodox. He'd be ducking, weaving. He'd be, you know what I mean, even clashing heads. So it wasn't kind of the Virgil fight that people were expecting, that I thought I was going to see. You know, Michael Mickinson, if you're, unless you're a boxing hardcore or you're a real boxing guy who watches globally, a lot of guys, he's kind of not a guy on your radar. So a lot of people probably are just kind of seeing him for the first time and whatnot. But that's the style of fight he does fight. You see what I'm saying? And it was kind of, it was tough, man. It was a tough fight, man. He was honestly doing a really good job out there. I honestly had him winning several rounds. You know what I mean? Um, Virgil, on the other hand, was, you know, I mean, he was trying to figure him out early because this guy was doing too much. You know what I mean? And styles make fights at the end of the day, so you can see Virgil was trying to figure this guy out, but over time, Virgil was able to figure him out. You see what I'm saying? And Virgil, you know, what I mean, he basically, you know, what I mean, if one thing's not working, you got to figure out other things what you got to do. But a pure fighter has a lot in his arsenal, and you could see Virgil has a lot in his arsenal. Um, Virgil was the hunter. He was hunting virtually throughout the whole entire fight. Well, Michael was running, well, not running around the ring, but he was moving around the ring. He was out there actually, you know, I mean, using the ring to his advantage. So he was showing a lot there. You see what I'm saying? He was making things real difficult there at that. You feel me? So, um, and basically Virgil was able to throw a lot of punches. He was landing a lot but missing a lot as well. Michael was picking and choosing his shots, so there was a lot of shots he was landing, but he didn't throw at a higher volume. So, you know what I mean, Virgil, the work rate on was more on Virgil's standpoint, which, you know what I mean, worked on his benefit at the end. You see what I'm saying? But um it was a tough fight, man. Honestly, you know what I mean? I'm not even going to go too long into this, but Virgil did what he had to do. He ended up finishing him off with the two body shots. He gave him a body shot in the eighth, and then basically that body shot in the eighth round basically messed him up. And then he gave him another body shot again in the ninth, and basically he collapsed. And then he got up, and then his corner threw in the towel because they knew something was wrong with this Michael. Michael couldn't stand the body shots, and that's what Virgil had to do. He had to use the body shots because he wasn't hitting him with the head. He couldn't get him with the head, so he had to get him with the body, and that's what Virgil was able to do. So kudos to Virgil. Honestly, congratulations. That was an excellent win on his behalf. I think what's next for Virgil, he can fight several guys. There's a lot of guys that he can go up against, and I like to see what he can do against those guys. Time will tell. You know what I mean? Maybe he might fight Blair Cobbs. You see what I'm saying? Because Virgil did beat up Maurice Hooker and defeated him. Blair Cobbs defeated Maurice Hooker as today. So maybe the two of them can get a quick clash. Or, I don't know. I don't think he's going to be able to fight Spence or Crawford because those guys are wrapped up. A lot of those guys at 147 that were sitting around are actually leaving the division now. So they're starting to head over to 154. He can potentially fight maybe you know what I mean, Jerron Ennis. We'll see if that happens. You know what I mean? I think maybe that's a down the line fight. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to say marinate the fight, but at the same time, it's just like the networks and, you know, the issues between, um, you know, De La Hoya and, you know, PBC over there. So we'll see if that ever happens. But outside of that, though, There's ever several fights out there. I would like to see him actually fight. What's this guy's name over here out in London over here? Chris Eubanks is gonna fight him. I forgot his name. His name's in my mind there, but what's it called? Forgot his name, but yeah, that light skinned guy out in the UK over there at 147. I think him and um, what's his name over here? It's this guy. Oh man, Virgil. I think him and Virgil can get at it. I think that'd be a good fight. There's several fights for Virgil, honestly. You see what I'm saying? So like, Connor Ben, that's his name, Connor Ben. So Virgil Ortiz versus Connor Ben. I think that'd be a really good fight. Him and Boots would be a good fight. Of course, people would want to see him fight Spence. People would like to see him fight Crawford, but those guys aren't gonna fight him. Those guys have other things going on, and they're at the top of the rankings and stuff like that. And those guys they're gonna do probably one offs and get out of the division. So highly unlikely he'll fight them. We'll see what happens though. But congratulations to him, ninth round TKO victory. Virgil did a good job out there. He was able to, even though he's fighting an orthodox fighter, he was able to find a way and be able to get him out of there. So kudos to him for that. And yo, please hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and shouts to everyone in Texas over there. Virgil held it down tonight. You know what I mean? And I'm signing out. Peace.